Greetings and welcome back to my channel, Spine Shine Goddess. I am Sandra Roberts, the Sangoddess, and here at Spine and Shine, we're encouraging Black women to live, speak, and stand in their organic truth. How you all doing? You see the topic, 10 ways to know if your man is going to support your traveling abroad. No, I'm not a psychologist or a family therapist, and these 10 ways based on my opinions and my experience. Just because we're traveling solo doesn't mean we're single. So with that comes some challenges. This message is for sisters who are traveling solo, and I don't know if you're married or single or with a family or without a family. This is just for sisters who are on the fence about even making the decision because you somehow feel torn. You want to solo travel, but you have a partner, a man, a family. I don't know, you have an attachment. But this specific video is if you have a man and how to tell if he is going to be supportive based on my opinions and my experience. It reminds me during my first lock journey in the 90s when it wasn't very popular to have locks. And that's when we were going through what many of you call the ugly stage, the baby stage. We didn't have all these creative ways of adding locks. You just had to go through those phases and you embrace them because they were part of your lock journey. It really wasn't about the length and how cute the locks looked. For many of us, it wasn't. And you would have sister ask, sis, how does he like your natural hair? I want a lock so badly, but my guy, he don't really like locks. He don't like natural hair. And that's what this is beginning to kind of remind me of. Black women, on the one hand, we so independent. We don't need a man. Black women care. It's just like you. We have to put on our poker face too. This is the world we're in. You feel the need to have to puff up as a black woman to protect yourself. We care about what you all think, regardless of what our education is and what our bank account is. And we're concerned. Whenever there's a sister that would ask me that in the 90s, my heart would just like, oh my gosh, like you really want to do something and you are choosing not to do it because your man doesn't like it. That was like, how dare, like that's so 50s. So here we are, 2022. Not a whole lot has changed except the face, except we just perpetrate. So sis, goddess, if you are out there and you're on the fence about, is this the guy that's gonna support me? Here's how you'll know. Number one, is he even excited about your excitement in traveling? I mean, does he really get thrilled at the idea that you want to travel abroad? Or is it something that just irritates him? He doesn't even like talking about it. If he's excited because you are excited, that's a good sign. Simple. He's excited that you are excited. He's actually inspired by the idea that you want to travel abroad. Two, it doesn't make you feel like you're making a choice between either him or traveling abroad, as if he's giving you an ultimatum. Well, if you do that, here's what's going to happen while you're gone. If you choose that, you're choosing that over me. It doesn't make you feel like you're making a choice between him and your traveling. It's not as if you're going to be easily replaced. It's not even joked about. That's serious. If you're going to be away, you don't want somebody joking about the fact that somebody's going to be replacing you in any form of fashion, socially, sexually. It's not a funny matter if you're far away. Long distance relationships are challenging, period. So you can imagine you're abroad and traveling abroad. That's a little bit more challenging to do a drive-by and just sneak back in and check up. It doesn't make you feel that you're making a choice between him the family, specifically him, because this is geared towards the man, that you're making a choice between him and your travels. 3, he shares information and resources that support your trip, rather than information that supports that it's a bad idea. So 3, he shares information and resources. If he sees something online, any information regarding your travels, he is excited about sharing that information. He offers you the information. You're not always the one bringing it up or asking questions. He's actually invested too, even though he's not going on the trip with you. He's still invested. He still wants to share in your travels. So he shares information and resources. If he knows someone who's gone to that particular place, or he knows someone who might serve as an emergency contact, anything that makes him feel that you're safe. So any resources, not fear and not things that support that you shouldn't go. 4, he has a desire to travel and wants to do it vicariously through you. This one's kind of tough because many of us don't want to admit it. You might have a hater and a mate. So we talk about how women are haters. You may have a hater. Choose, it may just be the fact that he can't travel. Legally, he may not be able to travel. And that is a reality. Let's talk about it. If we are dating men with records, men who are on lockdown, men who simply mentally have done time and can't seem to get past the border, they rather stay home for whatever reason. Thinking of someone in particular, someone who I know personally who loves to travel, and I hope you are listening. Definitely thought about you when doing this video because time is ticking. And if you're with someone who doesn't want to leave the house, you leave their ass at the house. It is unfair to do time with that person. You got sisters who've done time while the brother was in jail, and now they're doing time while he's out of jail. In his mind, he's still in prison. The system has done a number. You supported him on lockdown, then he should support you in your decision, even if he's not deciding to do it. Yeah, so if you're with a brother who for whatever reason can't travel, number 4 says he has a desire to do so, which means he isn't hating on your decision to do so. He's okay with living vicariously through your traveling abroad and your dreams of traveling abroad. There's no haterade, even though he can't do it. 5, he offers ways and means of supporting you while you're away that don't necessarily benefit him. I'm gonna repeat that. He offers ways and means of supporting you while you are away that don't necessarily benefit him. Your mail, checking on your people, whoever they may be, children, if you all don't share children, but perhaps you do have children, your home, storage, your car. He's not doing it because now this gives him access to your personal shit. Or he's not doing it because somehow it benefits him financially. I'll watch your car, so he can drive the car, have access to your home. He's simply doing it because he supports your travels. It's not connected to what he can get out of it. He offers ways and means of support without it necessarily benefiting him. 6, he does not complain or make you feel bad or responsible or guilty about not being available for him or any special events, meaning his birthday or the children's birthday or any special event or holiday that you might miss. It's not a guilt trip. Oh, this is gonna be our first time. I can't believe you're not gonna be here for my birthday. Why you choose this particular date? Why you didn't choose this date? When will there ever be the perfect time? There won't be if you're with someone who doesn't really support your decision in going. So trying to figure out what dates will coordinate with what your life looks like, aside from just this is now, this is the time to do it, this is when I'm feeling it, I know this is the moment. There won't ever be the perfect time because there's going to always be something to do. I don't care how much preparation you make. It's all about your motivation and the moment. You can plan. I'm not saying don't plan. He can handle those things while you are away. He's not a child. He's not a child. And holidays and birthdays, Goddess willing, they'll circle back. Not to mention, there's so many ways to do these things virtually. We'll use FaceTime and all the technology in the world to stay close and connected when we're in the same country, and then get totally ignorant as if those things are not good enough while we are at a distance. These are the exact tools to use for keeping in touch, keeping close and connected, using those technologies that couples use all the time, even when they're not traveling abroad. 7, he does not belittle your travels by making it all about some hoe shit or some new dick shit or Stella getting her groove back. Instead, he really respects and honors your bucket lists or your dreams of traveling abroad. It's just as simple as that. There's no questioning. He honors, respects what your mission is for your life outside of his, if this is your dream. So without belittling it and making it out to be something petty, he really respects and honors that this is something that you want to do. Travel abroad. 8, he fully supports and backs you up, even if your family doesn't. Like a lot of Black families who maybe have not traveled abroad, and there's just fear or doubt, and they're throwing some shade and whatever, or questions about it. This isn't an opportunity for him to join in, even if he's feeling some kind of way about it too. Instead, he supports you. He defends you. Okay? So despite whatever questions family members have, he's in your corner. That's number 8. He fully supports and backs you even when your family does not. 9, he inquires about your travels and even reminds you to do certain things in preparation. He helps you to cover all your bases. He inquires and helps support it by reminding you of certain things to do. He's inquiring about it without negativity and fear. So number 9 is he inquires about your travels. You're not the one always bringing it up. You don't have to feel like all the plans and preparations fall on you, because he is assisting in that. Without you having to ask him, he brings it up in a positive and supporting, loving way, not out of negativity and fear. And 10, he simply, sis, goddess, wants you to be a better you. And if being a better you means that you need to travel abroad, he supports that. Those are my 10. Those of you who have traveled abroad and been in relationships, I'm curious to know what your experiences have been. What were some of the signs or challenges in terms of when you brought up the idea that you wanted to leave, and maybe your guy was not interested or ready or supportive? And if he was supportive, what things did he do to support your decision to travel abroad? And shout out to the men who make it easy, who don't make it out to be something competitive and like we're just out here wanting to do something and be independent. And you know, that's the problem now with the Black woman, the double standards when it comes to women feeling free to be mobile. Why is that not a norm? Like, even if you've had a baby, you are still free to travel. I love to see those videos where you have sisters packing up babies, got the babies on the road. They're even world travelers. They're learning on the road. This thing can be done by anybody. You don't have to be near retirement and childless or manless. World travelers are looking like everyday people. They're coming in all forms of situations and families and incomes, and there's a lot of diversity when it comes to people choosing to travel abroad. Yes, profiles make it look quite glamorous. Advertisement, branding. There are people in the business of selling things, so they have to make it look glossy and exciting, and that's their life. They're modeling things, advertising brands and hotels and different types of products. But then there are those who are just regular folk who are simply trying to figure this thing out and do something different. They just want to raise their children in a different place. They want to see something else. And why not? We brag about our history. We'll sit and talk about all these ancestors and people who did all these things before us. They were travelers. They were explorers. And now here you are, too many of us, sitting back, tripping off what somebody got to say about you choosing to go see something else. Girl, that's your history. That's your right. That's your birthright. That is your choice. And you can do it with children, without children, with a man, without a man. You just gotta make sure that you're with the right person. Many of us are sleeping with enemies. We're sleeping with haters. We're trying to make things work with haters. We're trying to heal haters. We're trying to make it okay for a hater. A hater's a hater, whether you love them, whether you're sleeping with them or not. Shit, the slave owner slept with his slaves all the time. Did he free them? Don't confuse sex and love and sex and haterade and relationships. Don't even confuse marriage with love. If someone is not supporting your dream, specifically traveling abroad, when you talk about leaving a place, that makes people treat you differently or look at you differently or respond to you differently. It doesn't even have to be abroad. You've decided to leave one state for another. Comments that are made, well, you know it's dangerous there. You know it's gonna be the same shit there. You know them ain't even your people there. You gonna leave your people. People are always leaving here because they think it's gonna be better than someplace. Why can't it just be you just want to see something else? It is simply your birthright. You are a world citizen. That's it. It's as simple as that. Don't make any excuses. And don't allow people to make you feel as if there's some guilt or that you owe other people to stay in your place. You are mobile. Be a mobile citizen. And don't wait until you feel like it's the perfect time. Don't wait until you feel like your income is going to be find a way to make it happen. Find a way to make it happen. Eventually, you just might encourage that person to join you. They just might have a fear, because it's not always hate, even though there's only two emotions, they say, fear and love. So if you're operating out of hate, then you're operating out of fear. It could just be a fear. So sometimes it takes people doing something first. And we know how doing something first can be. You are the trailblazer. That's not always a comfortable position to be in. But be gentle, even if people are not the most gentle with you. Once you travel, and that's not to say that it's gonna be so different. You begin to see the similarities regardless of where you are. But there are some key differences that will make you appreciate home or will make you question it. I hope those 10 things were helpful. This has been Spine Shine Goddess. Hit that like button or hit the dislike button. Share. Hit the notification button so that you know when I'm uploading my next video. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all the subscribers. And as always, be peace. But if you have to be war, be that too. Peace.